Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English Made Easy podcast. Today's episode is a long listening practice created especially for English learners who want to improve step by step. In this 1-hour audiobook, you will listen to a real-life inspired story about loss, growth, discipline, and quiet strength. The language is slow and clear. Important words are explained in simple English, so you can understand everything without using a dictionary. You can relax, listen, and let the story guide you. Before we begin, if this channel helps you, please like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who is learning English. Now take a deep breath, and let's begin. One cold morning, I walked out of the office building where I had worked for almost 5 years. My hands were trembling. Trembling means shaking because of stress or strong emotion. I tried to hide it, but my body reacted before my mind could control it. Control means having power over something. The building behind me looked the same, but everything inside my life had changed. The company had closed without warning. Warning means information that tells you something bad is coming. There were no meetings, no preparation, no time to plan. One day I had a job. The next day, I had nothing. My thoughts were scattered. Scattered means not organized and difficult to control. Ideas came and disappeared quickly. Fear followed confusion. Confusion means not understanding what to do or think. I asked myself many questions, but I had no answers. I walked slowly down the street. People rushed past me. Rush means to move very quickly. Everyone seemed busy. Everyone seemed to know where they were going. I felt completely isolated. Isolated means feeling alone, even when others are around. I sat on a bench near a bus stop. Cars passed by loudly. The city was alive, but inside, I felt empty. Empty means feeling like something important is missing. I stared at my hands and noticed they were still shaking. I took a deep breath. A deep breath means breathing in slowly and fully. I tried to focus on the present. The present means the current moment, not the past or the future. I whispered to myself, "This is not the end. This is the beginning." At first, I did not believe my own words, but saying them helped me feel slightly calmer. Slightly means a little bit, just a little bit. As I sat there, an elderly woman stopped in front of me. Elderly means old. She looked at me kindly. Kindly means in a gentle and warm way. Her smile was reassuring. Reassuring means making you feel safe and comforted. She asked softly, "Are you all right?" Softly means quietly and gently. I hesitated. Hesitated means I was unsure and slow to speak. Then I told her the truth. I told her I had lost my job and did not know what to do next. She nodded slowly. Nodded means moving the head up and down to show understanding. She sat beside me and said, "My dear, I once lost everything too." She told me about her past. Years ago, she lost her home and her work. At first, she cried every night. Cry means tears come from your eyes because of sadness. She felt hopeless. Hopeless means believing nothing will get better. But later, she made a decision. Decision means choosing to do something. She decided to rebuild her life. Rebuild means to create again after losing everything. She learned new skills. She started small, very small. It was difficult, she said, but it was worth the effort. Worth the effort means the hard work brought good results. Her words stayed with me. Stayed with me means I kept thinking about them. When she left, I sat quietly for a long time. That evening, I returned home and sat at my kitchen table. I opened a notebook. I made a commitment. Commitment means a serious promise. I wrote, "I will not surrender." Surrender means to give up. I promised myself that I would try one new thing every week. Try means make an effort. I looked around my small apartment and felt grateful. Grateful means thankful. That night, I realized something important. Life does not change all at once. It changes through small, quiet decisions. And this was my first one. The next morning, I woke up earlier than usual. Earlier means before the normal time. The room was quiet, and the light from the window was soft and pale. Pale means not very bright. For a moment, I lay in bed and listened to my breathing. I felt tired, but I also felt aware. Aware means knowing what is happening inside you. Normally, I would reach for my phone, but that morning I did something different. Different means not the same as usual. I sat up slowly and placed my feet on the floor. I reminded myself of the promise I'd made the night before. Promise means a strong decision you make to yourself or others. I whispered, "One small step is enough." Step here means a small action. I went to the kitchen, boiled water, and made a simple cup of tea. As I waited, I looked around my apartment. It was small, but it was clean. Clean means not dirty. I felt a quiet sense of gratitude. Gratitude means a deep feeling of thanks. I realized that even though I had lost my job, I had not lost everything. Loss does not erase all value. Value means importance. After drinking my tea, I put on my shoes and stepped outside. The air felt cool against my face, and it helped me feel awake. Awake means alert and not sleepy. I decided to walk without music or distractions. Distractions are things that take your attention away. As I walked, my thoughts slowly became clearer. Clear means easy to understand. I noticed small things I usually ignored. Ignore means to not pay attention to something. I noticed a shop owner opening his door. I noticed a woman watering her plants. I noticed the sound of my own footsteps. Footsteps means the sound of walking. These small observations made me feel present. Present means focused on the current moment. Halfway through my walk, doubt entered my mind. Doubt means feeling unsure or questioning yourself. I wondered if small actions really mattered. Matter means to have importance. But then I remembered something important. Discipline is not about big motivation. Discipline means doing what is necessary even when you do not feel like it. I realized that discipline begins quietly, without applause. Applause means clapping to show approval. When I returned home, I felt slightly stronger. Slightly means a little bit. I opened my notebook and wrote about my walk. Writing helped me understand my emotions. Emotions are feelings. I wrote that fear had not disappeared, but it had softened. Softened means become less strong. That day, I applied for only one job, not 10. Apply means to ask for a job formally. I did not rush. Rush means to do something too fast. I focused on doing it carefully. Carefully means with attention and care. In the afternoon, I cleaned my apartment slowly. Cleaning felt symbolic. Symbolic means it represents something deeper. As I removed dust, I felt like I was clearing my mind too. That evening, I felt tired, but not defeated. Defeated means feeling like you have lost. I understood something new. Healing does not happen in dramatic moments. Healing means becoming emotionally better. It happens through repeated small choices. Choice means a decision between options. And that day, my small choice was simply this. I showed up for my life, even when it felt uncomfortable. A few days later, fear returned in a quieter but heavier way. Returned means it came back. It was no longer sharp panic, but a deep pressure in my chest. Pressure means a strong, uncomfortable feeling. I noticed it when I sat alone at my table with my laptop open, staring at unfinished applications. Staring means looking for a long time without moving your eyes. My confidence felt fragile. Fragile means easily broken. I began to doubt my past decisions. Decisions are choices you made. I questioned my skills, my intelligence, and my value. Value means worth. This kind of fear is dangerous because it sounds logical. Logical means it seems reasonable and intelligent. It tells you stories that feel true, even when they are not. I almost believed the voice that said, "You failed because you are not enough." Enough means sufficient or good enough. But something inside me paused. Pause means to stop briefly. I remembered my walks, my writing, my small discipline. Discipline means choosing effort over comfort. I closed my laptop and decided to leave the apartment. Outside, the world felt ordinary. Ordinary means normal, not special. And that helped. I went to a small cafe near the corner. The smell of coffee filled the air, and the sound of quiet conversation surrounded me. Surrounded means being all around you. I ordered a simple drink and sat near the window. For a long time, I said nothing to anyone. I simply observed. Observe means to watch carefully. I watched a young man typing nervously. Nervously means with anxiety. I watched an older couple share a smile. Slowly, I realized something important. Everyone was carrying something. Carrying here means dealing with inner struggles. Fear did not belong only to me. That thought softened my self-judgment. Self-judgment means being harsh with yourself. When the waiter brought my drink, he smiled and asked how my day was going. It was a simple question, but I answered honestly. Honest means truthful. I said, "It's been difficult." He nodded and said, "I hope it gets easier." Easier means less hard. That short exchange mattered more than I expected. Matter means to have meaning. It reminded me that connection does not require deep conversations. Connection means a feeling of human closeness. Sometimes, it only requires honesty. Later that evening, I reflected on my past mistakes. Mistakes are wrong choices. Instead of judging myself, I tried to learn. Learn means to gain understanding. I wrote down what I could improve, not what I hated about myself. Hate means strong dislike. This shift felt small but powerful. Powerful means having strong effect. I understood that growth does not come from punishment. Growth means becoming better. It comes from awareness and patience. Patience means staying calm while waiting for results. That night, fear was still present, but it no longer controlled me. Control means having power over something. I fell asleep knowing this simple truth. I am allowed to be human, and being human means learning slowly. The following weeks taught me the quiet power of discipline. Discipline means doing what is necessary even when you do not feel motivated. I created a simple routine. Routine means a regular way of doing things. Every morning, I woke up at the same time, made my bed, drank water, and wrote one page in my notebook. One page felt manageable. Manageable means easy enough to handle. I did not aim for perfection. Perfection means having no mistakes. I aimed for consistency. Consistency means doing something again and again. Some days felt heavy. Heavy means emotionally tiring. Other days felt light and hopeful. Hopeful means believing something good can happen. I learned not to chase feelings. Chase means try to force. I focused on actions. Actions are things you do. After writing, I went for a short walk. Walking helped clear my mind. Clear means free from confusion. I noticed how my body felt stronger each week. Stronger means having more energy and stability. I also noticed how my thoughts became calmer. Calmer means more peaceful. This change was not dramatic. Dramatic means sudden or extreme. It was gradual. Gradual means slow and steady. One afternoon, I received an email inviting me to a group interview. Interview means a formal meeting for a job. My heart raced. Raced means beat very fast. Fear returned. But this time, it did not stop me. I prepared calmly. Calmly means without panic. I practiced answers and reminded myself that rejection is not personal. Rejection means being refused. On the day of the interview, I spoke clearly and listened carefully. Listen carefully means paying full attention. I did not try to impress. Impress means to make someone admire you. I tried to be honest. When it ended, I felt proud regardless of the outcome. Outcome means result. That alone was a victory. Victory means success. Later that week, I met a friend for dinner. We spoke about life, fear, and expectations. Expectations are beliefs about how things should be. I realized I had placed too much pressure on myself. Pressure means stress. I learned that progress does not always look impressive. Sometimes it looks like showing up when you are tired. Showing up means continuing even when it is hard. That night, I wrote one sentence in my notebook. Stability is built, not found. Stability means emotional balance. I slept deeply with a quiet sense of strength growing inside me. As time moved forward, I began to understand the meaning of letting go. Letting go means releasing what no longer serves you. I stopped replaying old conversations in my head. Replay means think about something again and again. I stopped blaming myself for things I could not change. Blame means saying something is your fault. This did not happen overnight. Overnight means very quickly. It was a slow process. Process means a series of steps. Each time I noticed a negative thought, I paused. Pause means stop for a moment. I asked myself, is this thought helping me or harming me? Harm means to hurt. Slowly, I learned to replace harsh thoughts with kinder ones. Kinder means more gentle and understanding. One afternoon, I joined a small community workshop. Workshop means a learning session where people practice skills together. The topic was communication. Communication means how we share ideas and feelings. I met people from different backgrounds. Backgrounds means life experiences and cultures. Listening to their stories reminded me that everyone carries invisible struggles. Invisible means you cannot see them. A woman shared how she started again after divorce. Divorce means the legal end of a marriage. A man spoke about rebuilding his life after illness. Illness means poor health. Their courage inspired me. Inspire means make someone feel motivated. I realized connection is a powerful healer. Healer means something that helps you recover. In the evenings, I continued teaching English. My students trusted me more. Trust means believing someone is reliable. I stopped doubting myself during lessons. Doubt means feeling unsure. My voice became steady. Steady means calm and controlled. I allowed silence in class. Silence means no sound. I learned that silence can be powerful. It gives people space to think. One student told me, "I am not afraid to speak anymore." Those words touched me deeply. Touched means created strong emotion. I walked home that night under soft streetlights. I felt grounded. Grounded means emotionally stable and present. For the first time in a long while, I did not feel like I was chasing life. I felt like I was walking with it. Quiet confidence settled inside me. Confidence means belief in yourself. It did not shout. It whispered. And that whisper was enough. In the end, I learned that life does not announce its turning points. Turning points are moments when life changes direction. They arrive quietly, often disguised as loss, discomfort, or uncertainty. Uncertainty means not knowing what will happen. I stopped waiting for a perfect moment. Perfect means without flaws. I stopped asking for permission to become who I was meant to be. Permission means approval. Instead, I focused on presence. Presence means being fully here in this moment. Each day, I showed up for my life in small ways. I listened more. I reacted less. React means respond emotionally without thinking. I accepted that fear would always exist, but it no longer controlled me. Control means having power over something. Fear became a signal, not a stop sign. A signal means a message. When I looked back at the person I was at the beginning of this journey, I felt compassion. Compassion means deep kindness and understanding. That person was not weak. He was learning. Learning often looks like confusion before clarity. Clarity means clear understanding. I realized that success is not measured by titles or money. Measured means judged. True success is measured by alignment. Alignment means living in harmony with your values. I built a life that felt honest. Honest means true to yourself. I continued teaching, not because it made me important, but because it made me useful. Useful means helping others. I watched people find their voices, and in doing so, I found my own. I understood that healing is not about forgetting the past. Healing means becoming whole again. It is about carrying the past without letting it define you. Define means limit who you are. Now when challenges appear, I greet them differently. I breathe. I observe. I choose. Choice means deciding consciously. Life is still imperfect, and that is its beauty. Beauty means something meaningful and real. If you are listening to this and feel lost, remember this. You do not need to become someone else. You only need to return to yourself. Move slowly. Be patient. Keep going. One quiet step at a time. This is not the end of the story. This is the beginning of a life lived with awareness, courage, and quiet strength.